Well, Anthony joins us from Memphis, where he is a junior professor of religious studies at the University of Memphis. Anthony, thanks so much for being with us. How are you?
Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Kevin. How are y'all?
Morning, Anthony.
Y'all. Now we hear the New Orleans.
That.
Do you know? I have to tell you, Anthony, we had a guest on Monday who was from that area, New Orleans. No accent whatsoever. So it's good that you're on this week, and you definitely have the accent.
I've been here in Memphis for a little while. I mean, but I can shift gears. How are you guys? You all right?
We're doing good. Well, you had quite a journey that led you to the connections of sports and faith. Tell us a bit about that, Anthony.
Certainly. It actually started when I was in high school, and I went to a school that was run by the De La Salle Christian Brothers, Brothers of the Christian Schools. Christian Brothers High School here in Memphis, and really when I was about a sophomore or a junior, I was student coaching basketball there. I was playing golf. I was running track and this, that, and the other. And more or less, I noticed that a lot of my athlete friends just, between trying to split their schedule amongst, keeping up their academic rigor so they could stay eligible, playing sports, their girlfriends, their boyfriend, well, not boyfriend, but because it was an all-male school, but their girlfriends, this, that, and the other. They just didn't have a lot of time left in the schedule for faith or spiritual development or anything like that. So I kind of conceived of this idea after hearing that the Vatican actually has an office devoted to the intersections of church and sport. It's actually called the Church and Sport Office of the Pontifical Council for the Laity. So I requested some materials from them, started reading about their seminars, started learning about how the church takes an interest in the world of sports and their sort of intersections, and just sort of fell in love with that dynamic there. And I started a little program in high school while I was still a junior in high school called the Faith Development Program for Athletics at CBHS. And it actually became, once I graduated and, went into undergrad studies at CBU here in Memphis, it actually became sort of an elective course that I started teaching as student teaching. And then that just has sort of snowballed really into a number of other projects, sort of in the academic fields of sports and spirituality. I went to a conference in York, England in 2016, the summer of 2016, the Global Congress on Sports and Christianity, and just got to meet people that I'd been working with in these fields for about 4 or 5 years now, that we've, just met on Skype and on email and back and forth working together, and finally got to meet them in person and do this conference. It was just a great experience, and I've just been adding on to sort of the fields and the work in this area for quite a while now, not just in teaching, but also writing and researching and things like that. So it's just been a great journey, really.
Hey, you're talking about your Catholic education as well, and we're coming up Catholic Schools Week at the end of January. But talk about your Catholic education, some of the ways that it's influenced you in your studies, writing, speaking.
Sure, Kevin, absolutely. I've been in Catholic education from kindergarten through postgraduate studies now, and for all the way through, from elementary school to high school to undergrad to grad school. Eventually, when I finish a doctoral degree, it'll be from Catholic University, hopefully. So it's been unbelievably important to me to be able to be in that environment, not just because you're not treated just like another number or student at like a larger university or something like that, but moreover, your character matters, the content of your heart matters, just so many different facets that are important to me and that I love about Catholic education.
Well, Anthony, you've established the Eternal Insight Network. What type of services do you offer, and what is it all about?
Certainly. Eternal Insight is sort of a company based out of 3 different arms, 3 different branches. We have a radio show called Eternal Insight. It's also available on podcast. We are also a publishing arm that specializes in sort of academic spirituality, inspirational, as well as spirituality publishing. And then also a life coaching and spiritual direction arm, where we can sort of get in network on Skype or on Zoom, other sort of digital communications, and I can work with people sort of a one-on-one basis from across the nation, actually, and sort of helping them in their sort of spiritual matters or their, life coaching, spiritual direction matters. Particularly, I work with student athletes, high school and college age, of course, and individuals who have also experienced bouts with cancer or grief and loss are sort of my emphasis areas. Beyond that, through Eternal Insight, I'm also able to get the word out about, some other projects that I've been fortunate enough to work in, especially with sports and spirituality. I actually wrote a book on that not too long ago called Sport and the Spiritual Life, the Integration of Playing and Praying. That was out in 2013. And then we've got a new book that's just rolling out January 22nd called Cross of a Different Kind, Cancer and Christian Spirituality. So both of the fields that I sort of work in academics and spirituality. So both of those also are available through Eternal Insight and other ways that people can sort of get in touch with us and learn about how we're reaching out in the world of spirituality to help as many people as possible.
Well, Anthony, unfortunately, we're out of time, but I know you wanted to have a quick shout out to Susan, who's watching in New England, right?
Oh, that's Suzanne, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. She's a good friend of mine. And like I said, she's up there in Norwood, Massachusetts, not too far from you guys. So I just had to say hello to her. And thanks for all of you, really, for watching. I appreciate it.
Where can people learn more about your work? Where should they go to?
They should go to Eternal, ETERNAL, Insight, INSIGHT.org, eternalinsight.org. There'll be links to everything that you need to know there.
Great having you on. Go Tigers, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day, Anthony.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.